Hello student, welcome to Serger Overlock 101. Here I have an overlock or Serger machine, and I want to show you to start the parts of the machine, how to thread it, and hopefully even how to change the needle. Okay, this is a Brother 1034D, but what I'm going to show you most likely will work for any brand or model that you have. They're pretty much the same, and I hope that this video help you to learn how to use this machine, regardless of the brand that you guys have at your house. Okay, so I'm going to start by showing you the different parts of the machine. I'm going to turn it right here so you can see. This is the hand wheel, so it can help you to move the needles up and down. So if you move it towards you, you are lifting the set of 2 needles right here, and if you move it back away from you, they goes down. Okay, so here I also have the foot pressure level. So if I lift it, the foot pressure goes up, so I can pull out the fabric underneath, and if I push it down, it goes down, so the fabric is pressed by the foot pressure right here. Here on the side I have the switch to turn the machine off and on. Also the outlet, which is going to go one side to the electricity, so you can plug it in for the electricity. And then I have the pedal right here. So this you're going to press not with your hands but with your foot, so you can run the machine. Okay, so then I'm going to keep going on the back so I can show you this right here. It's called the thread thread right here, and if you're using those big cone, you need it. It's kind of help it to stay on place. But if you're using the small cone or thread, you're just going to need the spoon pin right here. Okay, by the way, I recommend that you always use those big cone on this kind of machine. I mean, if you don't have any colors and you're doing a small project, you can use a small cone. But the best way to use this machine is to have those big cone right here with the thread right here, so they stay in place right here. Okay, so here we have the bar that's going to go all the way up, and I'm going to show you, of course, later how to thread the machine. Okay, so then let's go now to the front. The front is going to have 4 buttons. If you have a Serger or overlock machine of 4 thread, this is what we're going to have. If it's only 3 thread, you're going to have 3 buttons, and if it's 5, you're going to have 5. Those buttons are very important because they're going to help you to regulate the tension of the thread going through the machine all the way down through the loops and through the needle. So it's very important to pay attention to these, to those tensions button right here. Okay, as you notice, they had a bunch of numbers. They have anything from 0 all the way to 9. Because depending on the thickness of the fabric and the thickness of the thread, you might have to regulate the tension on the machine. Okay, so even so they have so many numbers, most likely I can tell you that for polyester and cotton thread, they're going to be working fine between 5 and 3. You notice that they have highlighted, or sometimes they have dots, the 5, the 4, and the 3. So that means that most of the fabric and thread is going to work with those settings. Regardless, you might have to adjust them by loosening. You're going less number, you're losing the tension, or tighten the tension by going up. Where I show you how to thread them, I'm going to play a little bit with the tension or the buttons for the tension of the machine, okay? Here we have a trim trap, or a little garbage can, I say, because this machine had a needle, which I'm going to show you in a few minutes, that is supposed to trim the edge of the fabric, not cut. Trim a little bit the edge of the fabric, so then the trim is for right here, okay? So before I open this, I'm going to show you here on the side, your machine might have a few buttons, okay? So let's talk about this one right here. So this one right here is the length of the stitch. So most likely, just like the tension button, one of those numbers is going to be highlighted, which is mean that most likely for most projects you're going to be using the highlighted number. In this case, 5. If you go down, it's going to make a narrow right here, and as you go up, it's going to make it wider, the length. You know, all of the way to 7 millimeter, and I think R is 4.5 millimeter. Okay, so here we have the width. This is the width, and again, is the highlighted number here is 3, but then you can make it as wide as 4 millimeters right here, or a narrow. I believe this is a 1 millimeter right here, like very, very narrow, the R. I'm most likely going to leave it on 3. Also, this machine have the controller for 2 feed dot. So the feed dot right here, this one, it will help you to regulate the back or the real feed dot. If you're sewing with lighter fabric, you wanna drop it a little lighter right here, and thicker fabric a little up right here. But again, most of the project that you guys going to sew, it will be fine if you leave it right here on the highlighted number, which is 1.1, okay? Also in your manual, you can see different kind of stitch that you can do playing around with those numbers, but I don't wanna make it so complicated. Let's, you know, learn the basics first, and then we do more. Okay, now this right here is going to help you to lock the knife. So if you have it towards the right, as you see right here, that means that the knife is off, and you can trim the fabric. You see here is cutting. If you move it this way right here, which I don't going to do because this is up, I cannot move it, you know. So, but if you move it this way, that means that you are locking down the knife, and you don't going to be trimming anything from the fabric, okay? I like that because at the back on the days, the Serger and overlock machines didn't have that option. So, you know, it's good to have the option if you are a little afraid of, you know, ruining the fabric, just to lock the knife, okay? Here we have the foot presser. I think I showed you earlier. The feed dots are right here with the little plane. And then here, I'm going to open up so I can show you. So right here, all of you see is thread and loop right here. So you can thread your machine. And I know, let's zoom in a little bit right here so you can see the loops right here. Let me see. Here is one loop, which is going to help you to create that chain stitch that you need. And then underneath is another loop. So in this machine, or most Serger machine, will have 2 loops underneath right here. And then this one had 2 needles, but sometimes they come with only 1 needle. Okay, this one had 2 needles because this one does Serger or cleaning stitch, but it also does a security stitch, kind of the plain stitch machine. Okay, let me see what else before I show you how to thread this machine. I think that that's it. The basis is this. I think that let's go thread the machine. Okay, so what I'm going to do, which you don't really have to do every time that you thread the machine, is I'm going to take out all of the thread and I'm going to start from 0. But then I'm going to show you that once you thread your machine, you don't really need to unthread it, you just tie the thread. But let's start so you guys, I can show you from 0. Okay, so I'm going to cut all of this thread. Right here, make sure the machine is up, and I'm just going to remove everything. Okay, so nothing. And I recommend you that the first time that you thread your machine, you use different colors. I have here different colors because they're going to help you to control and to play with the tension to see which one you need to adjust. If you do the same color, it's very, very hard to guess which one you need to fix. As you notice, this is very clever. It's also color coordinated, so it helps you to thread the machine easier. And I'm going to follow, I'm going to do blue for the under loop right here. I'm going to do green. I don't have pink, but I have orange right here for the ink needle, and then yellow right here. Okay. I'm going to start with the blue. Okay, so I'm going to, the first, number 1 is right here. So from the back towards the front, I'm grabbing the thread right here. Then I had to put the thread through here. This is number 2, and then the tension is number 3 right here. Number 4 goes down all of the way right here. So then you see those dots on blue right here. So it means I had to pass the blue underneath right here. And then A, it goes right here, okay? So now is I want that you guys pay attention. You see 9, 10, and 11. So the following step, what you're going to do, you're going to pull out this right here, okay? Once this is out, you're going to loop the thread right here. Okay, so you're going to loop it right here, and I need to pull it out this way. Okay, so let me do it again. This is still out, and I'm looping the thread right here. You can even see it like a little triangle on blue right here. Okay, so I loop it, and then I just going to put the thread on this hole right here. Okay, after the thread is on the hole, not before, you see number 11 is to push back. So I'm going to push back right here, and now this has been threaded. So all I had to do is to put this thread right here, so I can do the second one. So here it is behind the full pressure, and this is done. Okay, so I'm going to do now the green one. Again, I'm going here, number 1, from the back towards the front. You're going to pass it under here. The tension is number 3, number 4, and you see number 5 goes here, and number 6 is go here, just where you had the green dot. Don't pass it through this one, just this one. Number 7 is right here, and then number 8, as you see right here, is the second loop right here. So then you thread it. You pull it towards the back, and you can leave it underneath of the foot pressure. Okay, so then we're going to do the needles. The needle, you're going to go from the back towards the front. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice how 4 goes from here all of the way to here, and then it loops right here. So then you're going to go underneath right here, and you're going to thread. Now let me turn off this slide so I can see. So now you're going to thread the needle from the front towards the back, right here. Okay, so now I have the inside needle already threaded. Okay, by the way, you can use the machine only with those 3 threads, as you see me doing it to attach the elastic on bathing suit. Okay, so this one is 4, and it just goes like the 5 right here, goes under, and then you thread this right here. Okay, so then this is how you thread your machine. When this is threaded, you're just going to close, and I have here some scratch of fabric that I'm going to use so I can show you. So most likely you're going to be sewing 2 layers of fabric. So I recommend the student to try the machine with 2 layers of fabric. Okay, so I'm going to put the fabric underneath, and I'm also going to highlight this piece of tape that I have right here, because this machine, you don't want to align the edge of the fabric with the edge, because then it cuts too much. It trims too much to my tape. So what I did is, like, I put a piece of tape measurement right here, so I know that I'm going to align the edge of the fabric 1/8 in. Okay, so then I'm going to sew, and it's trimming 1/8. Okay, so this right here is the stitch that I go with that set of stitch. Now the blue, or I don't know, is the green, is a little loose. So let me try the blue first, and I'm going to tighten it all the way to 5, and I'm going to sew on this side to see the difference. So let me trim some of this fabric. Okay, so let me start right here on A, and let me sew this. Oops, I had to keep this up right here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, this is the one that I just did. Not really. Let me go back to 4 right here and tighten them 4. And now I'm going to cut off the stitch, and I try this one. Yes, this is better. Okay, so the green in this case, it needs to be a little bit tightened. Let me show you close up. You see how the edge of the stitch is right on the edge of the fabric, and here on this one is a little loose. I don't know, let me put it against white to see if you guys can see it. I mean, it's not bad. I can sew like this, but if I want to be really picky and make it perfect, I want to have it right on the edge right here by tightening the tension of the green thread. And again, this is the reason that it's good to try it on different colors, so you know which color to tie the tension to. Okay, now let me try this stitch in lining fabric, because that's another thing. Depending on the fabric that you're sewing, you might have to adjust the tension, as I told you earlier. Okay, so let me see right here with lining. Okay, now for the lining, I feel that the blue is loose. So let me take the blue to 5 and try on the other side so I can compare both. So let me cuff right here. And this is all you need to do. You need to take your time to learn and love your machine. That's all. They're very, very fun. And I love the way that they stitch, especially for straight fabric. This is the machine that you need to use. So learn to use it. Not really, no difference, even so that I adjusting, and I'm going to go back to 4 and try one more time. No, even worse. So let's see, 5, 5, 5, 5. Now it's too tight. So 3, 3, 3, and 3. Exactly the same. So for this lining, I will do 4, 4. I will make this one 5 as it was at the beginning and leave it on 4 right here. Okay, and again, depending on the thickness of the fabric, but you never wanna, have it so tight right here that is making a gathering. That's not what we want. Okay, so now that you try your machine with different colors, you just need to sew with one color because you're making a garment. You don't wanna cut everything and unthread it. Okay, so what you're going to do is that you're going to cut right here. You're going, and using green, so I'm going to leave that green over here. You're going to cut right here and you're going to cut right here. Okay, and you're going to tie this, making a knot right here with both threads. Right here. You're going to tie right here. Please don't do this. Don't make the knot like this, 1 and 1. No, you have to get both strings together and make a knot with both strings together. That's how they're going to go through the machine. I don't have another green, so I'm going to do white right here, and I'm going to tie, making a knot both together. Okay, once you tie, you're going to remove the trim thread right here, open up the under compartment, and make sure that at the foot presser is relief. Okay, I'm going to unthread the needle and I'm going to pull. Okay, so now that I have both of the thread through, I cut the knot off, and then I'm going to do the loops. Okay, and just doing the blue because the green I didn't release it. If it get trapped right here on the tension, just go slowly. Okay, now it went through super easy. Okay, so you're going to thread the in needle is the green one, and then the outside needle, I'm going to do it on white. And then I make sure that both threads go underneath right here. Okay, I'm going to cover this, and then I'm going to show you, let me put this back right here, how to sew. I'm going to lock the knife, so now it's not cutting. Okay, so let me have another piece of fabric right here. and I'm going to sew, and this now don't going to trim anything. It's not cutting anything. As you can see, no trim, nothing is coming out. Right here, you see? Nothing is trimming because the knife is locked. Okay, but I also want to show you how to use this machine only with 3 threads. Okay, so you can always remove the outside thread, and you can remove the thread and the needle. The machine should bring a little bag with tools. So let's see if I can remove the outside needle. Oops. Okay, I make sure that this is all the way up. Okay, you don't have to unthread everything. What I do most of the time is I hold it right there, because most likely I will sew with the needle again. And let's sew right next to this one right here with 3 threads. So this way it doesn't have what I call the security stitch. Okay, so I put the knife is going to go back. Look, this is with 3 thread, and this is with 4 thread. As you can see, it doesn't have the white line right here because I removed the last needle, so it doesn't have the security stitch, and the stitch is narrow. Okay, you can use this to clean the edges of any fabric, and you're also going to use only 3 threads if you're doing a baby or roller hen, that this machine also do it. Okay, so this is for now the overlock of Serger 101. As I told you, underneath of this video is going to be a link for those workshops that we do here once a month at the school. But in the meantime, I hope that this video helped you to get in love with your Serger or overlock machine.